Hi everyone, this is Mihai Algiu with Circle of Being Somatic Shadow Work, and I would like to make a short video hopefully and share a little bit about this upcoming 11-week group module that I'm starting very soon. See the information below. So yeah, I made another video, but I would like to get more specific a little bit. So the whole point about this Circle of Being somatic shadow work modality, it is a hybridization and blending of many teachings, both spiritual, awareness-based teachings, enlightenment teachings, presence teachings, combined with therapeutical processing modalities, somatic processing modalities. So what does it mean? It means that basically we all, you and me and everybody you see on the street, on TV, we are carrying truckloads of psychological pain, and which is also playing out in our minds and in our bodies, that are affecting our relationships, the way we show up in relationships with loved ones, with kids, with parents, with the world. Everything is relationships, relationship with God, relationship with the other, with the neighbor, with relationship with our own potential. So this play out in every way, in the mind, this psychological pain, this what Eckhart Tolle calls the pain body, accumulation of our personal woundedness from childhood, whatever happened to us. Even if our parents were awesome, there's still a lot of things that we carry just because we are raised in a toxic culture and our parents are very likely unconscious. Let alone if we were raised with not so good parents, like many of people I work with, they had really difficult childhood. So we carry all of this personal woundedness from childhood, these deep hurts, these deep feelings that we protected ourselves from feeling, and we push them into our subconscious. We have this whole reservoir of also traumas, personal traumas, the traumas that were passed down from 3 or 4, 5, 7 generations, the collective unconsciousness and the conditioning, as well as the programs we inherited from our parents, even though those programs, they helped them to survive, and they helped us to survive in a toxic culture. However, they are painful, and they are limiting our potential, and we are suffering. Basically, if we are all honest with ourselves, there is suffering. And actually the why the world is so fucked up is that there's all this suffering that is not met. And even the people who create suffering are hurt people who haven't processed their suffering. Yeah. So this Circle of Being somatic shadow work is about processing our suffering, where it's our personal one, our inherited one, our parents, our society, the human condition, as Jung would say, the collective unconscious, the collective pain body, personal pain body. The Circle of Being shadow work modality is a way to skillfully, safely process our psychological, emotional, somatic pain. However, in order to do that, we need to be more conscious, we need to be more aware, we need to develop certain faculties which are dormant for many people. This quality of mindfulness, of awareness, of witnessing, of discovering our true identity as the presence. So, but just this regular mindfulness, awareness, all these spiritual practices that you find in Buddhism, Zen, Vipassana, non-duality, those are necessary in order to have the stability and the capacity to meet this pool of suffering in our system. So I'm combining in this module teaching awareness skills as well as processing skills, and we are going to do it together in a loving, non-judgmental way where everything is accepted, everything is welcome, nothing is judged. And we are going to, all right, so here's what I wrote here, so I'll just go for it. I said in these 10 weeks, actually 11 weeks, because the first week is just a pilot for people who don't know me, to just have to check it out, have a free sample, as they call it. But then after this free sample, we are going to have 10 weeks of every Thursday or whatever day of the week, every Thursday, 2 hours and a half each meeting, and I'm going to go through the 10 weeks, and we are going to learn, cultivate, and develop the following, and I'll explain. Foundation of mindfulness and awareness practice. All right, so this is the beginning. We need to learn some basic Zen meditation, or just being aware of the breath, being aware of the here and now, and diminishing this disease of being checked out. This will help us regulate our nervous system, help us enjoy life more, help us manage our feelings, help us deal with feelings by taking refuge in our superpower, this awareness. Yeah, Buddha said, take refuge in awareness. Next thing, we are going to learn various formal sitting meditation. Yeah, I will teach various types of meditation practices. I will encourage people to develop a meditation mindfulness practice. This can be beneficial in so many ways. So we are going to practice that together each time a little bit, and then I'm going to offer guided mindfulness meditations for people to do at home, and hopefully to introduce this more awareness in everyday life. Then I will go into teaching portable day-to-day awareness practices. Portable day-to-day awareness practices. What's that supposed to mean? Well, some of us, we've been meditating for a long time, like an hour in the morning or half an hour in the morning. But the problem is that it's compartmentalized. We have meditation just some part of the day, and then we get off the cushion and we are just identified, lost in thought, rushing, stressing, past, future. So that's not so good. So the whole thing about this sitting meditation practice is to take it off the sitting and to be in a more mindful presence state. While driving, while staying in line, while cooking, while eating, while walking, while being with people that are triggered, so it's much more integrated, this higher level of presence in everyday life, which is a lot of benefits. All right. We are going to learn, cultivate somatic awareness of feelings, sensations, and the pain body. Somatic awareness of feelings. All right. What does this mean? It means that actually it's a whole science to feel our feelings. And in our childhood and our parents and society, we are not encouraged to do that. So even spiritual practices, we are avoiding feelings. If we are really honest, we are avoiding feelings. They are suppressed, they are pushed down. What I mean by feelings is sadness, anger, frustration, irritation, despair, loneliness, shame, fear, guilt, loss, grief. So we do all kind of dance we are afraid to feel, man. And I know this, I work with many people and I know it in myself. Most people, we are afraid to feel. And so we resist it, we push it down. We instead of being with the actual feeling, sensation, we are in the head, in the story, churning the same story which comes from unmet feelings. or we push it down with ice cream, with porn, with Netflix, with guided meditations, with all kind of things, yeah? And this creates a lot of problems. So part of the work in this group module is to rescue our ability to feel consciously. And you'll see it's much better actually to feel this pain than to resist it. It creates much less problems. And then it's released. However, we are not taught this in school, so we need some special teaching to learn how to feel and how actually the feelings are in the body, how to meet them in the body, and bring awareness to them and not resist them. All right, I'll try to keep this short. Discovering core limiting programs, deficiency story identities, and learning ways to deprogram them. Yeah, so we all, the child self in us, child state, younger part, took things personally, and it's unavoidable. And whatever happened to us, we developed this, I'm not good enough, I'm unlovable, it's not safe to be myself, I have to be nice, I'm unworthy of love, I'm broken, I don't matter. These are painful core programs which our identity, which is a false identity, it's a painful identity. Important part of the work is to identify these things and bring them to awareness, feel them, see them, and through this seeing, there are all kind of other tools to loosen them up, and see the falseness, and then deprogram them, like a dirty cloth. We kind of keep washing it until we are no longer going to believe this. All right. This establishing somatic body-mind link and learning to self-process via mining, reverse inquiry using probes, diminishing resistance to feelings, deprogramming limiting beliefs. That's a mouthful. So yeah, the body and mind are one. So when we have a negative thought, painful thought, there is something in the body too. Or when we have a painful feeling or a contraction in the chest, in the belly, there's a correspondent in the mind. So in order to really be awake and process skillfully these programs in pain body, we need to be aware about the mind and the body, the mind and the body. Otherwise, it gets stuck. So all kind of processes to mine out. So there are a lot of stuff we have we don't even know. A lot of beliefs we have we don't know. A lot of feeling systems we don't know. A lot of adaptive mechanisms to hold back, to hide, to lie, to look good, to get approval, to avoid being judged, to hold back my anger, my sadness, all of this. We have all these things that really take a lot of energy to maintain. So we're going to learn tools how to make them conscious, bring them to the light of awareness. We feel consciously and they relax. Not right away, but gradually. Allowing and processing feelings without suppressing or bypassing them. Allowing and processing feelings without suppressing or bypassing them. Discovering underlying causes of addiction and compulsion. Processing the fuel that drives addictions. Yeah, in this model, our addictions, all of this from phone to alcohol, tobacco, weed, chocolate, love-seeking, retail, whatever. All of these are just some ways we learn to escape the pain body, that we don't know what to do with it. So we are temporarily escaping. So instead of fighting with the actual behavior, in this work, we are going to the roots of it. And the roots are these deficiency story identities, these unprocessed traumas, unprocessed triggers. We are going straight for that. And as we diminish those, our body will naturally naturally reject the substance, because we don't need it, because we don't have all that pain we try to manage. Yeah? Principles of self-investigation. Who am I? What's the nature of our true self? Yeah, I want to go into this. That's very important. These are more like spiritual non-duality, because we are not just this ego structure. In my book, in spite of the wounding and traumas, we are a divine aware being, and we are not aware of that. And the more we realize that experientially, as being this you that is watching this, and this Mihai that is talking now, it's an expression of the divine. So we are trying to become aware of that, not in a philosophical way or in a hippie way, but in an experiential way. That's very important. And we are going to go into that too. Exploring and diminishing false identities, self-sabotage, obvious, all of this unprocessed stuff and core limiting programs, unlovable, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, they are going to play out. We are going to manifest situations, relationships, partners, work situations where these are going to be confirmed. No matter how much we try to manifest this ultimate destiny with visualization and vision boards, if we have these unprocessed core programs, limiting programs, that's going to play out and it's going to self-sabotage us, and it's a pity because we can be free of them. Exploring and diminishing relational patterns, holding back. This is a big thing. I mean, this is very tall order what I'm planning to do in these 10 weeks. So yeah, we have all of this relational woundedness. We are trying to avoid being rejected. We are trying to, it's not safe to be vulnerable. It's not safe to be close. It's not safe to love, although we want to love and be loved, but we believe we are unlovable. We are trying to grasp at the partner. We are trying to get happiness with someone. We are trying to, we don't let them in. So all kind of attachment wounds that play out, relational patterns that create suffering, yeah? So we're going to discover our own things, yeah? This 10-week module is like opening the hood and looking at some stuff and releasing some stuff and learning some skills to deal with our stuff, yeah? To feel the stuff. Intro to undoing repression. Yeah, so repression and trauma at the very core of our pain body. I'm not going to go deep into that because this will be more like a more advanced module when we go into the darkest aspect of our unconscious, where we have the worst pain and trauma. However, through this 10-week, we are going to become aware of some of this and release some of them and undo to some degree some of this repression. Like it's not safe to be myself. I can't fully show myself. I can't say what I want. I can't put boundaries. I have to be in a certain way. We are still going to rescue a little bit this our authentic nature. Yeah. So that's my plan. I invite you to join me. I am going to also, each group, we are going to spend time in meditative practices. We are going to spend time in also some physical practices. It's important to include the body and not just do psychological headspace, but include the body. So I'm going to incorporate here also, besides awareness, meditative practices and somatic exercises and things to process our psychological pain. And like Byron Katie, a lot of KI, Killer Bee Inquiries. On top of that, we are going to engage in some kind of Qigong, as well as breath work, as well as Wim Hof. So body, mind, spirit are one. So I'm tackling the situation from all points of view. Yeah. So if this feels like you want to do that and you are ready to be more free from recurring pattern that hold us back, and it's time for you, then reach out to me and join me for this upcoming 10-week module starting very soon. It's going to be in person here where I live in Nevada City, as well as on Zoom. There are many people on Zoom, and all the details will be below. All right. Hope to see you. Ciao.